Steele is a partner at the Rosensteele Fleischman Law Firm in Charlotte. He joins us this morning to talk more about this. Thanks for coming in, Corey.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about what this means for both of them. If it is found that General Petraeus did share files with Paula Broadwell, what does that mean legally for him? What does it mean legally for her?
Well, it's a little bit more common for the leaker to be the one that's criminally prosecuted. And of course, he's got that decision that's going to be made by the Attorney General. And we don't know what that decision is yet. If they decide to prosecute, then he could be facing felony charges, and he's eligible for time in jail based on that. For Ms. Broadwell, it's going to be a little bit more murky. They would not necessarily prosecute her just because they prosecute him. That's a decision that would have to be made as well, but it's a little more rare for that to take place.
Now, she is in the Charlotte area now, and she works fairly extensively, both locally and nationally, internationally traveling. Is she free to do that type of work still while she awaits the outcome here?
Absolutely. So for right now, there are no charges against her. If there were charges against her, at that point, there would be a decision made about whether she was able to travel, and that would be made by a judge.
Okay. Other big legal story, as we were saying here today, the Greg Hardy trial. We just kind of want to remind viewers here, because it's been a while since we've talked about this. He was convicted back in the fall by a judge. He then requested a jury trial, and that's what's going to happen on February 9th. So just give us a little bit of context on how that comes about.
Well, what happens is that when you're prosecuted for a misdemeanor, and this is a misdemeanor, you're automatically put in front of a district court judge. That judge then makes a decision. If the judge finds you guilty, you have an automatic right to appeal, and you have a right to a totally new trial. So what will happen when this case goes forward, if it goes forward in February, will be that they will start the trial over again. The jury will be impaneled, they'll hear all the evidence, and then at that point they'll make a ruling as to whether he's guilty or not guilty.
And I'm sure we will have you back to talk about all of that as it is happening. Corey Rosensteele, thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely.
Caitlin.